So Arsenal 0. Yes, we fired blanks today. At the wrong end, we didn't. Juventus 2. Two own goals. Great own goal from Granit Xhaka. Goal of the month contender, I hear you cry. And then Rob Holding securing our fates at the end of the game. Very poor performance. Before we get into that, big up to everybody who did watch the watch along. Always lit. Always funny in the chat. And big up to everybody, man. We shared links left, right, and centre for the game. None of this paying to watch that dross. But we will be back again against West Ham on Boxing Day, and we better turn up better than that. Before we get in and dissecting that, make sure you are smashing the like button up. It helps the algorithm. Make sure you check out my second channel as well. I will be uploading on there from January, and I'm looking for somebody to help editing as well. So if you are an editor, send your portfolios into the email address down below. Show me your work, and I'll come back to everyone next week on that. Big up to everybody who has. Monday, Tuesday, I'll be getting back to everybody. But yeah, that was not a great performance today. We whipped in so many balls into that box today, and we were crying out for a Mitrovic, an Olivier Giroud, an Ivan Toney, a Harry Kane that can come flying on, Barsh, bullet headers. But no. We had the 100 grand a week man with the number 14 on his back, nowhere to be seen at all. Literally. Every good cross that came in the box, he was nowhere near. We need to bin that guy real quick. And listen, I'm not going to have a meltdown. It's a friendly game. I genuinely couldn't care less whether we won it or not. And we didn't. But if that is a sign of things to come, without Gabriel Jesus, then we are in a bit of trouble. And straight away, we need to go and buy or swap Eddie Nketiah for Wilfried Zaha. Straight swap. Palace have been flirting with him for a year or so. We've been flirting with Zaha for many, many years. Straight swap. Zaha's got 6 months left. Eddie's signed a new contract. They're on about the same dough. Straight swap. We're instantly better. That guy is trash. He is actually not good enough to play for Arsenal Football Club. It's embarrassing. The two boys that came on in the second half, the young kids, Kozia Jubri and Wari, they did more in their time in the second half that they came on than he did all game. 100 grand a week. Mad. Granit Xhaka went back to the Granit Xhaka of old today. I thought he was shocking. I can't lie. Looked so far off the pace. It was mad. And it's like, you're thinking, well, we've seen you in the World Cup, mate. You've been playing continuously in the World Cup. You've come back, you've had a little week off, and you look that bad. It was poor. Fabio Vieira played very well in stages. Nearly scored a very good goal. Goalkeeper made a great save. Martin Odegaard, I thought, played well again. But again, there's times where this guy infuriates the life out of me. There was a shot that he whipped over the bar. It took a perfect first touch. You don't need to take another touch to whip it away from the guy to take the shot. Just hit it. It's on your left foot. So he takes that extra touch and balloons it over the bar. He should have slapped that. Yeah, and that's why he infuriates me at times. Kieran Tierney, I thought, was superb today, by the way. But Kieran Tierney was playing in the Zinchenko role, as Top Gooners want to call it. Where was Zinchenko, by the way? Does anyone know? Does anyone know where he is? No? Because this was going to be the greatest left-back in living history, according to our fans. Maybe we should have all checked his injury record at Manchester City. Because I think he's had about 11 injuries at Man City in 2.5, 3 years. Seems like he's out again. Smith Rowe, is he alive? Does anyone know where he is? Not sure, but I would have thought that we would have seen him or Zinchenko at least in the crowd, on the bench, wherever it may be. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just being negative. But that was not a good performance today. I thought Reece Nelson was very good until he got injured. But again, he's another one that is always injured. He can't stay fit. Go type it in. Reece Nelson injury record. And then click on transfer market. It come up with every single injury he's had. It's touching 15 injuries. He's 22 or 21. I think he's 22. 22. He's had that many injuries. Again, right before a transfer window, Reece Nelson's injured. So that means he's staying again. And listen, I thought he played well. When he went off, I think we lost a little bit down that left. We pushed Tierney more inside, which I think was a mistake. Tierney was whipping some beautiful balls into the box. Marquinhos tried, but started well, faded very quickly, didn't really recover. Thomas Partey, I don't know, man. That guy weren't great today. Like, he was all right, but Listen, how we've lost that game is down to our own doing because they're poor, and that was their B team. They had the skinny Higuain in goal in the second half. Did you see him? Spitting image of Higuain, just skinnier. Higuain's been on the Atkins diet. Maybe he's turned vegan. I don't know. But it weren't a great performance. And we really, really, really had a wake-up call today. And listen, people brush it under the carpet and just say, oh, it doesn't matter. It's only a friendly. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It is only a friendly. But you want to keep that winning momentum going. You want to keep the fitness levels up, which we did. But there were some bad performances out there today. Rob Holding was poor. I thought Gabriel played all right, but it weren't great. We didn't have a great game today. And we've got West Ham in 9 days from now. And if we turn up against West Ham like that, I'm sorry, but as poor as West Ham are, it's not going to be pretty. And unless we go out in this January window and go and sign some players, we're going to be in a bit of trouble because our whole game used to go through Jesus. Yes, I know we were missing Saka, Martinelli, and Saliba today. Are they going to be back for the West Ham game? I'd imagine Saka will be, and Martinelli. I'm not sure about Saliba because he's still in the final. So, yeah, this is looking kind of peak at the moment. But listen, I'm not going to overreact over a friendly game, but it is a reality check. It's a wake up call, and it's something that we need to look at and say, right, he ain't good enough. And it's not just one game for Eddie Nketiah, by the way. I think he's played 71 Premier League games and scored 10 goals. That ain't good enough if you want to play for Arsenal with the big boy number and 100 grand a week. Sorry, mate, not good enough. Go and sign Zaha, straight swap. Zaha, Martinelli, Saka, front three. When Jesus comes back in, we then have an option with Zaha to rotate him around with Saka and Martinelli. We're instantly better. By then, Smith Rowe should be back. We're instantly better. And I don't see what anyone sees in Eddie Nketiah. I don't get it. And listen, I ain't just gonna be sitting here bashing him for the rest of the video, but it is a big worry. And if we're getting him carrying our front line, we're in big, big trouble. Big, big trouble. And I've been saying a few injuries to key players. You know, we're not going to have Saliba by the looks of it for the West Ham game. Jesus is out for months. They're two of our main players. If Thomas Partey goes down, then it's curtains. So we need to be out there active in this transfer market. Go and sign Zaha. Go and buy a CM or a DM. Caicedo. Go and buy him. You know, we've got money to spend. You know, people are linking us to what's his name, Mudryk, and no. Go and get Zaha. He's half the cost, if not third of the cost. He's 30 years old, a bit more experienced, a bit more head on his shoulders now than when he went to Man United. He knows the league inside out. He can put any defender on their backside when he feels like it, and he makes us instantly better. Mudryk, we don't know. He might come to the country. It might take him a year to bed in. He might be another Nicola Pepe that you guys don't rate. Who knows? Everyone, it's just a fashionable name at the moment. Oh, Mudryk. Nobody watches him. Nobody cares. I couldn't care less whether we sign him or not. I would rather go down the tried and tested route of a Premier League experienced player that don't have to relocate, that's not going to cost much money. Not that it's my money, I don't really care, but go and sign him. Yeah, we know what he's capable of when he fancies it, and I think he'll relish the challenge of playing for Arsenal. Get Eddie Nketiah out, go and buy Caicedo, sorry. Go and buy him, and I think we push on for a title. Whether we win it or not, it remains to be seen. But if we're just going to go with Eddie Nketiah up front, we're in big, big problems. Big problems, because that guy is not clinical enough. He's not a presence in the box. He gets bullied. He gets pushed off the ball. He's too small. He's not a big lad. He's not going to wrestle with you. Jesus is tiny as well, but Jesus has got a lot more size about him, and he'll throw his body in. Eddie don't do that, man. And Eddie's nowhere near as clinical. So we've got a bit of an issue that we need to sort out, and we need to fix that in January. And if we don't, I fear for us. Real talk. Yeah, I really do. And if we get an injury to Partey, Saliba, or just anyone that's a key player, Ben White, Granit Xhaka, for example, both of them have been brilliant. Big up to Ben White. Not my favourite player at the club. Of course he ain't, but he won Player of the Month, rightly so as well. I thought he was superb. If we get an injury to some of these players, we're instantly worse. So we need to make sure that we're going out there and actively doing what is required in this January window. And we've got to make sure that when we play West Ham on Boxing Day, yeah, that they haven't had too much Christmas turkey, yeah, and too much Christmas pudding, yeah, because if we go out there and put a performance in like that today against West Ham, we're losing that game. And then we've got Brighton away on New Year's Eve. That ain't going to be comfortable either. So we need to up the game real quick. Mikel Arteta looked fuming as well at the end of the game. He was jumping around on the touchline pretty much for most of the second half. He weren't happy with that performance. Big up to the two boys that came on. I thought they were really impressive. They tried, they run around, they brought a bit of energy, something that we were lacking in their team. We had no energy. It was just slow, methodical, boring. But It is what it is. It's a friendly, it's a free hit. But we have got bigger fish to fry, as Top Gooners would say. West Ham in 9 days' time. We better be better than that, that's for sure. Anyway, listen, I'm out of here. Subscribe, like, and share. And make sure you follow the second channel. We're out of here, people. Kenny Ken's next, Jez and Matty, and then player ratings. Adios, amigos. We're out of here. Laters.